Welcome everybody to the VictoryStore.com Yard Decoration Business Group interview of Tracy Rodriguez. So Tracy has a yard decoration business in Sacramento, California. And we're going to learn today, if you stick with us for about 20 minutes, you're going to learn ideas on best practices for marketing, for how to best put up your products, how to build your business, and just some of the in the weeds fundamentals, things about insurance or releases by customers, those sorts of things. So we, as you may know, we occasionally do these interviews, and we like to find out how others in the business are doing it so that we can all learn from the best practices of those that are succeeding. So Tracy, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for having me. Hello.
Tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey. When did you start your business? What's it called? And tell us why you did this.
Okay, well, I'm Tracy Rodriguez. I have Greeting Graham, and we're based out of the Sacramento, California area. Essentially, I was a flight attendant, and COVID happened, so I was laid off and just wanted to keep busy. And one of my girlfriends started doing this business up in Spokane, Washington, and I immediately was intrigued. I immediately loved it. I thought it was a brilliant plan of attack with COVID happening. I like to be a part of the community. It's important to me to just get out there and have things to do. And this afforded us the opportunity to be able to get out, brighten people's day, allow people to have drive-through birthday parties with the kiddos, and still get, I always say, get a message across in a big way. And that's what people were afforded. And the idea that I was the one that was bringing the joy to these people, and it was all contactless with COVID happening the way that it did, was perfect. The timing was perfect. The opportunity was perfect. And frankly, it's so fun. It's like so much fun to do this job.
That's awesome. So, and as a flight attendant, your job was always to deliver happiness anyway, and now you're able to do it every day. So talk to us a little bit. So you've been doing this for what, 6, 7, 8, 9 months?
So a little less than that, yeah. But
Okay.
I've had the idea in my head since probably April of last year. So yeah.
Okay, so you got started, and what have been some of the challenges that you have faced as you've gotten started, and how have you overcome those challenges?
I think every single day you learn something new with this business, but kind of once you figure things out, then you're on your way. And I think figuring it out is going online, connecting and networking with other people who have already experienced what you're experiencing, and having this online group to network with has been crucial, because I didn't know what stakes to use. What about this weather storm we just had? You know, there's so many little things that you learn on the daily with this business. As little as, what is the very first color you should purchase when you're doing a startup kit? Or what color do you use the most? Or which stakes to use? Or how do you layer things? And what is the terminology called? Like, I didn't know it was flare. I remember talking to Julia at your guys' office, and I'm like, what do you call the accessories on the side? I kept calling them accessories. But you learn terms and you learn what you're doing. And mostly you learn it by networking with each other. And everyone is really just very helpful. Even in your own territory, you find that people that are doing this business really and truly do want to help each other out and have the camaraderie.
Can you number the top 3 marketing tools or marketing methods that you use to grow your business, whether it's word of mouth, Facebook, whatever the case might be, or car decor? What is it that you feel 1, 2, and 3 work the best for you?
It really truly is a little bit of everything, but I can tell you Facebook Marketplace has been very beneficial. I actually started a Facebook tips and trick, and I'm literally like it's yard card tips and trick. And every day I kind of just tell everyone different things that I'm doing. And that's what I'm always focusing is because everyone wants to know marketing. And I tell them, join the Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce is a very beneficial thing. And I think it's probably like $300 a year. But I'm telling you, what happens is those people in Chamber of Commerce's are key people in the community, and they are the ones that have the connections of who you're going to be working with, and their connections with the different small businesses who are going to be posting open house signs and school, that they're connected with a lot of different people in the community. So if you get in good with your chamber, then they have break off groups where you have like small business groups where they go and they're your voice and they're your word of mouth. So that transpires to the third, which is word of mouth. Word of mouth, you going out and doing the business right and taking care of your customers, you will get repeat customers, and it's consistently across the board. You take care of your people, you will get referrals from them.
That's a great idea. Chamber of Commerce. I've never suggested that to anyone, and that's like a big miss because we've been a member of the Chamber of Commerce forever. So that's a great idea. So let me ask you about signage advertising. When you put up your yard decor, do you have a little sign of your own that you put up with it?
Every single time. And I bought my starter kit from you guys, and I have I'm sitting in my car now, and I have my greeting-gram magnets on both sides of my car, and I get people asking me every drive-through I go through. Not that I ever go through drive-throughs, but when I do, they always stop and they look and they're like, what is that? So the car magnets really have worked as well.
So the car magnets on the side of the car, awesome.
Yep.
And then you put the little signs in the yard when you put up your yard decoration.
Every time. That's like the most important, crucial piece about your display, is because that's how people know about you. Now, another insight that I have, and I would be remiss, I think, that if I didn't finalize my thought about the chamber, I have to say you can join the chamber all day long. You won't benefit from the chamber if you do not immerse yourself in the chamber. You have to be involved in it, because you could be on a page, but if no one knows who you are, if you're not a part of it, become an ambassador with them, get to know those people and they get to know you. It immediately is something. A lady told me the other day from the chamber, she's like, we didn't even know that we were looking for you until we found you. Now we know that we need you, because this is good for everything. Yeah. Your yard card. So having said that, just actually immerse yourself in that chamber and get involved, because they won't really know about you if you don't, and then you're just wasting that money that you paid to join.
That's a really interesting point about people. They don't necessarily know what they don't know. So Steve Jobs, obviously of Apple fame, would say that. He said, he was selling something that everybody wanted, and they didn't know it. When he came out with the iPhone, people didn't even realize how much they wanted that iPhone. But then once they saw it, once they touched it, once they saw other people, what they could do, everybody wanted a smartphone. And of course, just in literally 5 years, almost everybody in the world owned one. And so it's a lot the same with our industry. People are becoming aware of it very rapidly, but once they figure it out, then they say, well, who does that? And then somehow you have to be letting them know how you do that. And so let me go through some of the social media mediums and see which ones you use and how you use them. Let's start with Facebook. Obviously you use it, but how do you use it?
Facebook, the marketplace is big for me, and joining the different groups, just getting my name out there. There's different groups for, like, there's Cali Carters, which is a California group. I just put a referral. Someone contacted me and asked me for an area in California, and that that networking of just people knowing that I'm the Sacramento area and helping each other out. So that Facebook, I posted on my friend's page. I posted on my page and my friends share it. So Facebook has really been the most crucial marketing tool for me. And I actually one time did paid the marketing, the promotion. Yeah. And that probably does work, but I did it early on. you don't even have to pay for that. And I truly believe that that will benefit me. And I've been thinking about going back and doing that. It certainly is a good tool to use, just the promote tab on Facebook for your post. So that's good for Facebook.
Okay, and I would also say, since you bought the starter package and got the magnets, we also do some Facebook marketing for every new company that buys that starter kit. So you should have gotten some of that. And if you didn't, let Dustin know, or Julia know. So what?
Talk about.
Yeah, what about Instagram? Are you using that?
So I have a page prior to this called Our Life as a Trip, and I have really been interweaving my greetinggram with that. I have, I think, 80,000 followers, so I am constantly talking about greetinggram on my other page, and it has been really good too. A lot of people and it's crazy how many people have no idea what this business is about. I'm like, how do you not know about this? But every day people are like, this is a great idea, and I'm like, have you been living under a rock? But really, people are still finding out about it every day.
And how about LinkedIn?
I do have a LinkedIn, but I haven't updated it with my greetinggram actually.
Okay, my thought on that, because I use LinkedIn a lot, you can connect to a lot of local businesses, if you spent probably 10 minutes a day, within 2 weeks, you'd have 200 local businesses, and every time you posted, they would see what you're doing. And that's a really easy way to connect. And I know you only have so much time in a day, but how about, do you do anything with Snapchat?
No.
What about Twitter?
It's automatically connected on my story with Instagram.
Yeah.
Twitter.
Smart. Okay.
Yeah.
What size packages do you sell, and how do you price them for the Sacramento market?
So when I started, I did a grand opening special of $70, letting people know that this was 30% off and that $100 was the going rate, that it's a 24-hour rental, and we can charge more for more days, but mostly it's just 24-hour rentals that I do with the package. And I do have a little bit of add-ons, $25 add-ons for traveling a little further or extra names. But because at the beginning when you're just starting out, I think it's important not to add those add-ons. Don't tip for tat. Just think about getting your name out. And I will tell you an experience that happened to me. Somebody, right when I first started, they said, oh, hey, can I get some pirates? A pirate theme, and I said, yeah, and pirate and mermaid, and I didn't have either. So I went and I purchased a mermaid and a pirate theme, and went back to her with the idea that we already had the date and everything, and she's like, oh, my husband changed his mind. And I said, you know what, I wouldn't normally do this, but I spent a lot of money going and getting those items, so I would still like to come and do gram your grass is what I call it. I'd still like to do that if you in turn will share my post, do this. So I turned a very negative situation into something very positive, and she is a happy customer now and has referred me to other people because I wasn't a jerk when things didn't go right. And I told her, learning curve for me too, and I ordered before you paid, but that's okay. I turned it into a positive, and that's the most important part, is when you make the contact over the phone, because it's not in person right now, just make sure that the customer's experience is a good one, no matter how it is at the end of the day.
Yeah, that is a really, really great lesson. The world needs more love, and sometimes you have negative situations, but the more love you hand out, the better it all comes around. And yeah. So good for you on that. So you're charging about $100, and
yep.
Charging, is it 99 or 100? Just 100 even?
100 even.
Okay. And so what do people get for $100? I know 24 hours, but generally, what's your philosophy on building out the yard, Graham?
If they ask for an anniversary, I honestly take whatever anniversary I have and I bulk it up as much as possible, and I throw all the flair in. I don't want to do the tit for tat. I'm doing this because I want to make people happy, and I do it because I genuinely think it's fun to get creative. So I think that if people have the mindset that yes, this is a job and it potentially is an income, I think that if you truly do work on what you're putting out there and are happy and proud about it, don't count the number of flares you put out. Don't say I'm doing 10 and that's it. If you see it needs an 11th, put the 11th out. I think that you want to walk away proud of the work that you did, and that will exude to your customers.
And all right, that's great. Tell me a little bit about, are you a one-person shop, or do you get other people, you hire some other people to help you get some of these things out?
I am a one-person shop that has 5 family members that I force to help me often. I pay my kiddos a percentage every time they go out and help me, and frankly, it's been a great lesson for them in business practice for sure.
And so, how many can you? First of all, do you max out each week, or are you able to get out everything that you're asked to get out?
I get everything out that I'm asked to get out. What I can say is the rate that it's going, it's going to significantly mean I'm either going to have to hire someone to come and help, or I'm going to have to max out. And I haven't decided how to go about that, but I have 4 kiddos, so we really, it is kind of like I do have helpers because they're pulling cards. They're pulling cards and they're doing a little bit of work for me as if they were employees.
Good. Yeah. And let's talk a little bit about just the business of running your business. First of all, what type of a bookkeeping or an accounting system do you use?
So I have a GoDaddy account, a web page, and it frankly has done a lot. It has an ordering system on it. I purchased the storefront. It allows me to take my payments online and everything, and I have a back end of that as well. And then I have a spreadsheet, and I just keep everything tallied on the side and documented. I document my hours on the same Excel spreadsheet as the customer, my mileage and everything like that, all kind of on the same thing. So I try not to make it complicated. Between my spreadsheet being thorough with my columns and my mileage and how much they paid and how they paid, and also another big thing that I found is good on that Excel spreadsheet is where they heard about me. That's important to be able to kind of follow along to see where my leads are coming from. But yeah, the GoDaddy backend has been very helpful for me.
Great. So we're going to continue this. I'm Steve Grubbs with VictoryStore.com. We have Tracy Rodriguez. And Tracy, what do you call your business?
Greetinggram. So it's greetinggram.com.
Greetinggram. Well, that's a really great URL. Good for you. So talk to me a little bit about insurance. Did you go out and buy liability insurance for your business?
I did.
And what was that process like? And roughly, what should people expect to pay per month for something like that?
Oh, man. Yeah. It's an easy process. I just went through my the family insurance that we use, a local company, and it's just I honestly don't know the pricing for how much I pay for insurance, but that should tell you something. It's not too much.
It wasn't too bad.
Probably one yard sign a month.
Okay, great. And talk to me a little bit about, do you have your customers like sign a release or sign something online when they purchase?
I do have a policies page on my website, and that is really thorough about the expectations. And I do have a disclaimer saying once purchased, once you make payment, you are agreeing to these policies that I have laid out here. And they're pretty specific.
So if somebody wanted to see those, they could go to greetinggram.com and take a look at those.
Policies,
Yeah, good. Thank you. So We're going to wrap up here in just a couple minutes. So tell me, Tracy, if you could go back and speak to yourself 7, 8 months ago, what advice would you give to your earlier self? You've hopped in the time machine and you're going to say, okay, this is a great idea, but what would you say?
I think just know everything before you get started. An analogy is laying all of your clothes out the night before so you're up and ready and you feel prepared for the next day. Same thing with this business. Understand the business, understand the terrain, understand what you're getting yourself into, the terminology, all those little things. If you are familiar with what you're doing, you will confidently be able to exude that to your customers. As a matter of fact, my very first customer came from a referral from VictoryStore, actually. And my son was sitting there and we hung up with that customer and he's like, Mom, you made it sound like you've been doing this forever. And it's because what I was talking about when I spoke to her. And if you don't know what you're talking about and you're not prepared and you don't have your Excel spreadsheet already set up and ready to go on your website looking good, you're not going to feel good and feel successful. But if you have everything set up, I think that that will really set you off on the right track and bring you the confidence you need. Great.
And you're listed on yardwowza.com?
I've gotten referrals from there as well. So yeah, absolutely.
Good. That's a free listing for VictoryStore customers. So that's an easy way to market. Any final comments that you'd like to provide?
I think that I hear often that people say, this business is oversaturated, like my area is oversaturated. I think that that is a really bad way to look at things. I think that there's enough room in markets for everyone. I mean, if you really just break down different events, it's not just birthdays, it's schools. I think thinking outside of the box in this business is crucial. When I say thinking outside of the box, I think connect with the local schools. They don't just have welcome back to school. They have graduation, they have 100 days of school, they have book fairs. So if you connect with the local school and think outside of the box when it comes to things like that, I think that there's plenty of room for everyone. If you think about it, open houses are going to start happening again for realtors. Get connected with realtors, get connected with the local library. If you get connected with different things outside of just birthdays and friends parties, I think that you will really and truly find that even in a saturated market, you can thrive.
That's great advice. Did you see the article I wrote about Shake Shack and Five Guys?
No.
Oh, it's on my it's on the Facebook Yard group, but the point was exactly the same. I thought the hamburger market was saturated when we had McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, and In-N-Out out in California. And then all of a sudden, here came Shake Shack and Five Guys and all these others, and I thought, there's always room for a good company to come into a market. And so that's wonderful advice. Tracy, thank you for joining us today on our VictoryStore.com interview, and we appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck, and we hope that we get to keep doing business with you.
And if I might add, I actually have started doing affiliates. So if anyone's interested in jumping on to the bandwagon with me, Greetinggrams is starting to do an affiliate program coming up here in the next month. So
how do they reach you? How do they reach you?
The website, there's a contact form for affiliates. There's a link on my website, greetinggram.com. Greetinggram.com.
That's GREETINGGRAM, 1M, .com. Yep. Okay. Thank you, Tracy.
So much for your time.
Yeah, we love visiting with people who are successful, and that's certainly you. So we will look forward to talking with you again soon.
Thank you. Bye. Have a great day.